Alright, we live on air. Finally. What's going on, everybody? This is Run Those Games, episode 7. We is now in heaven on episode 7. That's the only rhyme I come up with at this time. Now, make sure we go ahead and like and share this stream. I'll get as many people up in here. My co-host Eric was having some technical difficulties, so he will not be here with us today. However, he will be up in the chat. So make sure y'all show him some love and also show my other co-host some love. The homie Biggie, who's out there getting that money. And next week, we should have everybody up in the podcast. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. And make sure you shout them out and whatnot. And follow them because their links to their channels are in the description box. Okay, well, after this entire stressful debacle of me trying to get this thing set up, I just want to go in and say what's going on with everybody. What's happening to C-Mac? What's going on, D? How y'all doing today? Now, the topic at hand that I want to get into immediately is this picture. Where is it? The question of the podcast. I'm going to start doing this where I basically bring up a question of a would you rather or just something random, but pertains to what we do over here, which is like, you know, gaming, entertainment of some sort. What's happening, Eric? So, yes, the question of the podcast today is, if you could bring back one of these people for a final album, who would it be? Now, we got Tupac. We got the Notorious B.I.G. R.I.P. We got Big Pun. We got Big L, Eazy-E, Pimp C, Guru, Ide, and ODB. Who would y'all bring back? Now, you probably already know my answer, and it's definitely gonna be Tupac. I'm sorry. It's gotta be. I'm not even sorry. It's Tupac for me, bro. Because I know way too many of his raps, his lyrics, the whole nine. I resonate with a whole lot more of those than I do with any other artist within this list. Granted, I fuck with it, except for Ide. I'm not gonna say I don't fuck with him, but I don't know too much about his music, so I'm not gonna comment on that. So if you don't like or don't know Ide, I should say, we'll put probably who passed away. We'll put like fuck. Never mind. But if you don't know who this is, just pick somebody who you resonate with. Dirt McGirt, he was real. What's happening, Cheesy Bean? Make sure everybody like and share the stream out. This is how we started off. But who would y'all go with? I see Pac. I see Dirt McGirt. That's true facts. ODB. The Wu-Tang. I'd have to pick Big. Alright, now since y'all picking these people, why would you pick them? That's another question I want to know. Why would you pick them? Like, what is it about their music or what influence do you think that they would have to either inspire or change the way music is currently? I'm going with Pac because, you know, he was revolutionary in his words. He literally had a movement behind him. He got cut down before he was even at his full peak potential. Because honestly, he died on his incline. Like, he wasn't even on his way down. He was still going up, making records and still making hits in the whole nine. And there was a rumor, because I've been watching, you know, shout out to the Brilliant Idiots podcast. And shout out to, oh, I forgot my man's name. He was an actor. He played the security guard in fucking in Devil. I forgot his name, and he did a whole bunch of other movies. But he basically told a story about how Pac was planning on doing a collaboration album with all the artists from the East Coast to basically squash the entire East Coast, West Coast beef because he hated seeing that people were profiting off of, like, their pain. You feel what I'm saying? So, that's why I'm going with Pac, because I feel like he could have been a huge influence on the game to this day. I mean, I've had this debate with people and said that Kendrick is practically the new Pac, in my opinion, because he can give you that real, rugged, like, street type music, and at the same time make them party anthems, and at the same time within them party anthems they actually have a message. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm going with Pac on this. Let me see what y'all talking about in the chat. You say Big was so raw. True facts. ODB still have food stamps. That's my dog. He did pimp the system. He was real and told her how it was. Pac a real one for me. Fact. Big L, dude died before his time. Was one of the creators of horrorcore with Eminem. I mean, my whole thing was all these artists died pretty fucking early. I mean, Two of them, to my knowledge, I know a little bit about Big L, but not enough to where I could sit here and talk about them. But I know Pac died violently, Big died violently, ODB didn't die violently, to my knowledge. Pimp C died because of an overdose, if I'm not mistaken. Big Pun died because of his weight. Easy died because of AIDS. I'm not familiar with Guru or Ide, but all these artists died before like their prime. Like all of them were on the incline of doing something great, and then fate just said, "Nah, fam. Like, you don't have to leave behind this legacy." And you know they would have so much more material in today's climate with the political injustices within the injustice within the communities and shit like that. They would have had a whole lot of things to talk about that are going on now. But I digress. Let's get on to the podcast at hand. I'm going to start doing that, though. I hope y'all like that. But now let's talk about PUBG going to mobile. Now, we've all known about PUBG going to the mobile market. It was first initially over in China, where it was available for them to, you know, play it online and whatnot. Guru died of cancer or canners. I'm assuming cancer. That's what you meant, but okay. Okay, but anyways, where did I lost train of that? But PUBG was on mobile, and it was only in the China market initially, and then the crazy thing was it eventually got released over in Canada. Shockingly enough, as soon as Fortnite starts releasing all their little iOS invites to play their game mobily, all of a sudden PUBG is now available internationally. And if you don't believe me, I'm not even gonna do it on my phone right now. Fuck that. I got too much shit on there. But PUBG is now available for Android and iOS. So if you want to play that game on your mobile phone, feel free to do so. There's also an article on 3mglive.com. A link is in the description. Also, it is on my Nightbot, that goes a little bit more in depth with it, because it's not only available for mobile, but it's also a port over from the PC game. Might you keep in mind the fact that the game on PC is not even fully done yet. It's still, I don't want to say I think it is in beta still. It's not even a full finished product. But PUBG might be feeling the pressure of Fortnite, because they're already releasing a map, or on the way to releasing a map, new weapons. They're doing emotes and shit now, apparently. Which, by the way, I don't understand why they're doing emotes, and I want to talk a little bit about this. I don't want PUBG to think that they have to completely mirror the success of Fortnite. Fortnite has its own casual, fun battle royale category, which people love and enjoy. PUBG has a realistic, hardcore, try-hard crowd that people enjoy and like their game. And that is okay. I don't want to see PUBG trying to do so much to where it loses its own identity. Because that's what a lot of games will do when they see the success of another game or a head honcho, which is now Fortnite. They'll see, hey, this game's doing great. It has legendary, rare, epic type loot. You can build walls, you can build staircases to get the drop on your enemies and whatnot. I don't want to see PUBG doing that type of stuff. Like, there's a mod, I wish I would have linked the video, but there's a mod, like, I think on CSGO, where somebody mimicked the building mechanics from Fortnite onto CSGO. Crazy shit. But I don't want PUBG to do that. I want them to stay in their lane and stay with the realistic crowd and just fine-tune and make the game as optimized and as great as possible. Because granted, that new map that they added, the desert map, I am not a fan of the map. I'm sorry. Call me what you want, I hate that damn map. I've gotten sniped and murked twice as many times on that damn desert map than any other map. I prefer the old map. That's just me. And granted, keep this in mind, I'm not good at PUBG. I'm gonna repeat this one more time for the cheap seats. I'm not good at PUBG. Okay? I'm not that dude on PUBG who you see gets like 18 kills and, well, not even 18 kills, like 5 kills and wins the game. I'm that dude who'll probably get like 1 to 3 kills and be happy that I made it to at least like the top 20. I'm that guy. Because I have fun with the game. Like, when I play with my homeboys and whatnot, it's an enjoyable experience. When I play Fortnite, it's an enjoyable experience. I like having different experiences with each title that, you know, have the overall same premise of being a battle royale, but their own type of flair and uniqueness that draws me to them. I go to Fortnite because it's a goofy shooter. I can build shit, do emotes, and have, like, Halloween costumes. I go to PUBG because it gives me that real nitty-gritty type gunplay, which still is very campy, and it can get annoying, but it's not completely unenjoyable. I feel that PUBG needs to just relax, take a break. Not take a break, but relax and just realize, hey, There's enough money here for all of us. There's enough room for PUBG and Fortnite to exist because people don't always want to play Fortnite and build. Sometimes they just want to play PUBG. People want to play PUBG. People want to play Fortnite. There's enough room for that. They're also adding camos for guns and things like that too, which is welcome. It seems like PUBG is also taking assets from H1Z1 because H1Z1 had that where they had, you know, the certain skins for weapons and whatnot. If I'm not mistaken, well, I'm not even gonna say if I'm not mistaken, but it seems that PUBG might even eventually do like the whole costume route that H1Z1 did. Like if you pick up a helmet, you have like a dragon head or some things like that. They can do that, and it probably would be goofy, and it probably would send people off because they like that realism that PUBG brings, and I'm all for that. Yeah, we was getting whipped off Fortnite. Stop bringing up old shit. We don't need to talk about that. But PUBG going to mobile. As far as the game's concerned, I don't really plan on picking up either Fortnite or PUBG on mobile. It's not that serious for me. It really isn't. But hopefully the game is optimized and to play as well. Because if it doesn't play well and the servers are laggy and this, that, and the third, I can already see the backlash that they're going to get. And it really would confirm everybody's speculation, including mine, that they put it out this soon across everywhere because of Fortnite doing it. Now, hopefully they don't fail and do things. And hopefully they don't fail in this attempt to try to push it out and be like, well, we got ours out. Everybody has it. Meanwhile, Fortnite's like, all right, we got, you know, a few people here. We're going to release it internationally and whatnot, but we're going to make sure it works first. You feel what I'm saying? So hopefully that's the route they're going for. I hope my damn water doesn't go anywhere. Now, next topic at hand I want to talk to y'all about is Soul Calibur 6. Now, for those of you who should know what Soul Calibur is right now, Soul Calibur is a game, I don't want to say Capcom makes it. It's a fighting game that Capcom makes that is very strategic and very interesting on how the game plays. You guys are pretty familiar with, not with Fortnite, with fucking Soul Calibur and its unique characters that it brings across the different platforms. Like they had Yoda, Link, Darth Vader. I think they had Spawn at one point, and I feel like I'm missing somebody. Did they have Bayonetta? No, that Smash has Bayonetta. But Soul Calibur is no stranger to having unique characters in their game. Well, Geralt or Geralt, I say Geralt, it sounds better than Geralt. Geralt. But Geralt or Geralt, however you want to say it, in case you're going to get asked up about it, is now going to be in Soul Calibur 6. Now, I'm about to show y'all the little trailer thing. And I can't lie to y'all. He actually looks like his own unique character. It doesn't look like he's just a simple port over with a new can of paint and an entirely different skin. So hold on one second. Booyah. So look here. Like this is what, as y'all know, that's Nightmare. He's a staple in the Soul Calibur series. And it looks like he has a different move. I hope that's actually in the game, because that would be kind of cool. Because they're rumored to be adding a different type of fighting style and different fighting mechanics or whatever within the game. So that'd be kind of cool if you could traverse the environment or the stage and close the distance. Now, hold up. Now look here. This is Geralt of Rivia. Okay, so he has a grab. Gotta say, graphically he looks impressive. Mitsuragi, I think that's his name, or Matsuragi, whatever his name is. Hold on, they just throw out... Timeout. We ain't finna speed past that. If you pay attention, right here... Hey, he just threw out his little fire spell cast thing or whatever it's called. I didn't play The Witcher. I just watched Chase's walkthrough. Shout out to the homie Chase. But he just threw out like his little fire thing, right? And then he does like his little signature like little turn slash thing. So it looks like they really did pay attention to the detail of the combat of The Witcher and put it in this game, which is a good thing. As long as they stay grounded to the lore of the game and they don't disrespect it and try to make him a port over to the point like where they don't pay attention like how he plays or like his style, I'm all for it. But yeah, Soul Calibur coming 2018. But that's what I want to show y'all, and I want to know in the comments or in the chat, How do y'all feel about Geralt in the Witcher series? Or if anything, what characters would you like to see that are within Soul Calibur that they can do? Because Soul Calibur can do basically anybody. They have a pretty decent range of characters who they can tap into to bring into this series. Like I said, they've had Yoda, they've had Vader, they've had Spawn, they've had Link. And the thing about it, each of these characters was available via your platform. So I know last week, the homie Eric and I were talking about how we don't really like exclusives. While we do understand that they're there to get people to buy your specific game. I will say, if this one does not have exclusives, I might feel a certain type of way if it's available to everybody. I kind of like that uniqueness of me having a PS4 and I'll be able to play as like the woman from Horizon Zero Dawn. And I didn't play that game. I'm not a fan of that style of gameplay, in my opinion. Like Uncharted, I don't really like that game. Tomb Raider, I played the originals, wasn't that big on it, but I did like the story of it. And Horizon Zero Dawn seemed like all those games put into one, but it just looked better. That's just my opinion. My opinion. Anyways, but they could have, what's her name? Aloy. They could have her in the game. They could have the dude from Bloodborne, which apparently a lot of people want. They could have fucking Ratchet from Ratchet and Clank. Jack from Jack and Daxter. I wouldn't say Crash. I would not say Crash. But they could definitely have Ratchet from Ratchet and Clank. I probably wouldn't say Jack, because Jack only uses his hands in Daxter as a fighting mechanic. Jack actually has his, Ratchet actually has his, Ratchet. His wrench, I should say. So he can use that. The Bloodborne dude has like the little pistol and big ass sword he can use. Aloy has her like her little bow, her bow and arrow and things like that. And on Xbox, shit, I couldn't even think of an exclusive. I mean, y'all could. Everybody says Master Chief, but can he really be nice with the hands and that? Does he have like a melee weapon? Not really. To my knowledge, he just has an energy sword. Jack has his dark skin and light form. What's happening, Dante? But that could work. That could work. But he'd have to be similar, or not his fighting style, but it'd probably be something similar to Valdor. I think his name is Valdor or Voodoo or whatever. The dude who looks like he's into sadomasochism. He like walks backwards and shit like that. The creepy guy. He'd probably be similar to that type of fighting style because his is like all up close and personal. They could have, I guess, a character from Fable, a generic character for that. Or if they want to do a cool Xbox exclusive thing, they could do like a Warframe, like Excalibur type skin person for Xbox exclusively. That could be it. For Xbox, they might have to delve a little bit deeper because sadly Xbox doesn't have that many exclusives that people are familiar with their characters, and them being a melee specific character. Theirs is primarily the shooter type genre. And that's kind of their fault for not having that many exclusives for the first point. But I'm not here to shit on Xbox all the damn time. I'm not here for all that. But they need to bring different characters for the different platforms exclusively. Like if Geralt is available for everybody, because I think I'm not mistaken, he is. Yeah, he is. He's a multi-plat character. Like he's on PlayStation, he's on Xbox, he's on PS4. So if he's the multi-plat character, that's fine. Oh, I just thought about it. Ezio was on the Soul Calibur also, but if he's available for everybody, that's fine. But I want exclusive characters for each platform. That way, it's interesting. Like, say you go to your friend's house, you play Soul Calibur, and they have, like, Ratchet from Ratchet and Clank over there. I go to my boy's house over here. They got fucking Kylo Ren from Star Wars. Shit like that. They could definitely do that, and I would appreciate if they did that because it gives people a reason to buy that game for their platform. Instead of like, I'll wait. It ain't even worth it. They need to do that and pay attention. Because that's what made Soul Calibur unique, aside from the fighting style and, the weapons and things like that. Because in the fighting game world or community, it's always, I'm not going to say it's always, it's primarily hand-to-hand combat. Hands, feet, headbutt, grappling, your Tekken, your Mortal Kombat, your Street Fighter, your even Smash Bros, I'd argue, for that part. But it's primarily like hand-to-hand. Soul Calibur is that game where it's like you're using weapons to get the advantage on your opponent. Where you're using Nightmare because he's a heavy, high damage but slow character. Or using the dude with the fucking bow staff. I forgot his name because he was my primary character I used to use all the damn time. Him or the guy with the nunchucks. You had options. Or fucking Ivy. Who, by the way, I've hated. She was so fucking cheesy. But you had those type of characters. So, all in all, Geralt being a Soul Calibur 6, I'm for it. I want to see the different characters they have. Let me know in the chat who would you guys like to see in Soul Calibur that could fit the Soul Calibur type of gameplay style. Now, next topic. Hold up, one more sip of the water. God of War. Now, we're all excited for God of War, or most of us should be excited for God of War. Mostly due to the fact that it's going at a different, I don't want to say not archaeology, that's the wrong terminology, but is a different, mythology. Instead of it being a traditional, what's the word I'm looking for? Instead of it being a traditional Olympus and things of that sort, Greek mythology. Jesus Christ, could not think of that. Instead of it being a classic Greek mythology, they're going with the what's that shit? Or Norse mythology, which I'm unfamiliar with, so that's why I'm instantly interested within the game. But we haven't really seen anything from it except for the trailers that they released to us at E3, and even the thing that they showed us via the Warriors and somebody else game, which was complete and utter brilliant marketing. Now, we've recently got some new footage of the game that looks really dope. You get more in-depth combat, you get a better look at the type of enemies you're fighting, and not to mention, you get a pretty good look at Kratos' type of, armor or artillery, I don't know how to say it, but his weapons, things like that. So what we about to do, we're about to watch this just for a little bit, and I'm about to show y'all this. Now, people are mad because they're like, it's not Kratos, it's not the typical art style, it's not the same fighting. Blase, fucking blah. This is what kills me a lot about some of these people who complain about games going in a different direction. You complain when the game does the exact same thing every year. You say same game or same game, new coat of paint or whatever, right? But when the game goes in a different direction and tries something new, you bitch about that too. Keep that same fucking energy 24/7, dog. I appreciate that they're trying to do something new. I like the fact that the combat is not the same typical combat. I like the fact that it's actually the story, by what we know, what we're speculating, is a power struggle between Kratos and his son. And by power struggle, I mean Kratos is basically trying to contain that beast that's within his son, because his son does not know too much about his father or his history. That makes an interesting story already. People complain about, oh, I don't want to see Kratos be all sympathetic and have feelings and whatnot. Did you pay attention to the games? Because in God of War 3, he gave a fuck about Pandora. Regardless of what anybody thinks, Kratos does have somewhat of a spot for, I don't want to say kids, but just, well, maybe kids, because of his family. But he has some type of feelings. And people make it seem like he's a mindless killer. Granted, in the first and second one, yeah, but in that third one, you kind of seen him slow down a little bit. So it only makes sense when he has a son that, A, he's trying to raise his son to become a man, but he's about to be protective of him. And not only that, his son is a beast because his father's blood is running within him. So, I'm going to need everybody to shut the hell up with all that hate and shit. And yeah, let's go ahead and watch this. I'm sorry, that was my rant, because people don't keep that same motherfucking energy when the game releases. Oh, what's the greatest shit ever? Shut your nut ass up. But let's go ahead and get into the gameplay at hand. So look here. Now look here. So first things first, that looks like the damn. So you're pressing R1 and R2 for your attack. So R1's heavy attack, L1's light attack. As a matter of fact, y'all can't even see all that. Okay. So if you didn't hear him, which you probably can't, because I have to talk over it so I don't get a full copyright strike on this, I think. Basically what the dude said is that the reason why they changed the button layout to now R1, R2 is that the fighting mechanics is very different. It's more tactical than, you know, just complete and total hack and slash. L1 to block, hold down on the left analog, or hold down on the left analog stick next to evade or whatever, right? But they said that you could change to the classic God of War fight mechanics. So now look at this. You can always call back your axe. Once you throw it, you're basically throwing them hands. I like what they doing here. Now, granted, I'm not a complete fan of the health bar. Low key, I like, you know, just beating your ass till you die. But I do appreciate a health bar because sometimes I would try to figure out when is somebody going to die. But look at this game graphically, though. Look at that. You throwing them hands. And then you could call your shit back. Like, look at this. So, hold L2 to aim, R1 or R2 to throw the axe, and press triangle to recall the axe. So you can recall the axe. So basically, once you throw the axe, it's there until you recall it, or you can throw them hands. Like, look at the chain of combos, dog. That is fire. Looks like the people at Santa Monica Studios did their thing, or doing their thing with this game. However, I don't know how I feel about the original voice actor of God of War not being in this game. Looks like it's going to be it looks like it's going for a Dark Souls Assassin's Creed Origins type of battle system. I can welcome that. You know, a different challenge in your game is always welcome. Not to mention, looks like puzzles are back in the game. That might have been something minor, but I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. When I play this game, that would be something I would not know or think to do immediately. Now, the developer of this game also mentioned there will not be microtransactions, which is sad that has to be a thing that is announced. There is no microtransactions. So you command your son to shoot arrows. So I guess that's why. So your son apparently. Oh shit! So double tap X. That is fire. Double tap X while moving to roll. Use the left analog stick and press down to run. I wish the camera had more field of vision during combat. It's close at times. I will agree with you on that one. Because there was a part in the previous section where he's fighting those Dregger looking things. And you couldn't see the dude on your left. Maybe, and hopefully we could at least scan the camera back just a little bit. But the boss's health bar, I can kind of appreciate that. That is pretty cool. I like the fact that your son actually helps you out and you can tell him to shoot arrows and he'll call out enemies like dad behind you, things like that. That's what they're mentioning. Like, dog, look at the detail of this dude. Like, they're talking about the detail, and I'm really paying attention. This game, it looks dope. I'm not giving it Game of the Year by any means. Not now. It's too early. Not to mention, I'm really excited for Far Cry to come out. And on top of that, I'm excited for Kingdom Hearts. And that's already going to get Game of the Year for me, because it's coming out in 2018. So they say. So you already know what that is. Kingdom Hearts is probably my Game of the Year. But this game looks dope. I'm copping this. I am definitely copping. As far as me doing a walkthrough on it, probably not. I'll probably just live stream the fuck out of it until I get, you know, tired of live streaming. I just want to play the game without live streaming. You know how I get down. But I like the detail when you throw the axe and you call it back and it bumps into shit and like it breaks it. You know how some of these games, they be cutting corners for real. They'll you'll throw the axe or do something and nothing will happen to the environment around it. When he threw the axe and it went through the wood and whatnot, when it came back, it broke the barrels on the side. Like, it broke a pillar. It does stuff. So, like, your axe, A, holds weight. And B, you can do some pretty dope shit with it. Like, look at that. You can sneak up on niggas and catch them lacking. Let me stop cussing. Let me stop saying niggas so much. But you can catch dudes lacking up in these streets. Look at that. Ooh! Hold up. We gotta rewind that for the culture, bro. We gotta rewind that for the culture. Y'all, bro, we going through this together as a unit. Look at this. He gave him the Tim to the dome. Then you got your elemental enemies. That's what it looks like. Or either that. Oh, look at your son going ham now. This is very interesting on how they're doing this game. So let's say you do have your elemental enemies. And looks like, I would assume that you get a, well, your axe probably always does ice damage. Hold up, look at this. Let's look at this as a unit real quick. So, gold indicators signify nearby enemies. So they have a warning system now within this game. Red indicates an incoming attack. And what is it? Purple indicates an incoming projectile. So you're going to have to adjust and avoid accordingly. This game seems like it's going to actually be a challenge. Because granted, God of War is always a fun hack and slash beat 'em up game. But the biggest challenge part is probably some of the boss fights and the puzzles. And those, because those puzzles be fucking annoying. But other than that, the combat is literally just attack, 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 attack. Like, you basically gotta be like, you gotta have the Kevin Gates attitude of, I don't get tired. Look at that, you can kick enemies into each other by freezing them. Looks like they have a more in-depth combat system. This looks like a shit ton of fun. Like, what do y'all think in the comment section while watching this? What do y'all think about this? Because you could have finishing moves, which is dope. And then you get a thing similar to Spartan Rage. I just heard them say that right now. Which sounds like if you go enough ham, Kratos gonna get pissed off and proceed to just go in. You have little juggle combos. The funny thing about this game is that it has combos to the point where you're like, can Kratos be in the fighting game? Which, granted, I thought about something. Kratos and Soul Calibur? Get back to me on that. Because at this rate, it looks like he might be able to do that. Low key. Low key. So, the sound... That game is going to be sick as fuck. It looks dope. It sounds like you're still gonna be able to get different weapons. So it doesn't sound like you're bound to your axe. Looks like you can get creative with the environment in the system. I can appreciate it. Like, dude, this game looks dope. So they have different enemy multipliers or whatever, depending on difficulty. They are called Draugrs. I was right. So there's different levels of difficulty when fighting some of these enemies. And it does show weakness too. Ooh. And it does show their weaknesses. If you pay attention to the top left hand corner where their name is at, or where their level is at, it shows you their weakness, which is Frost. In this case. Hold L1 and press R1 to perform a light runic attack. Bro, this game is going to be very fun and probably difficult. Like, look at how your son be pulling up, though. I can see how the story is going to be. That's the main thing. Like, we already have speculation of the story being a story of Kratos basically trying to conceal his true past from his son, and his son basically trying to find out and shit like that. This is definitely going to be rather interesting on how they can accomplish this. Because everybody knows that God of War has a solid foundation within the gaming community, within the gaming industry itself. Like, I'm not going to say games took from a bit, but I'm not going to say, you know, games after God of War started mimicking the beat 'em up style or the style of play that God of War had. I mean, Heavenly Sword, while it was a fantastic game, people said it was like the female version of God of War. Which I can kind of understand, but Heavenly Sword was slept on, and not only that, the controls were kind of butt low-key. Will Loki be in the story? That we don't know. We don't know who's going to be in this. They're keeping a big portion of the story and whatnot under wraps. Which is the primary reason to like why I want to play this game. Because God of War, it always had a good story. It told the story of Kratos, this dude who basically sold his soul to Ares to destroy his enemies or whatever, right? And then he ends up murdering his kids. And if you don't know the story by now, I'm not trying to hear about spoiler alert. But he's trying to he ends up murdering his kids because he was tricked by Ares. Then he's covered in his family's ashes, known as the Ghost of Sparta because of it. Then he ends up murdering Ares. Then he becomes a new God of War. It's like, there's so much shit. Then Zeus ends up becoming the overall bad guy because of Pandora's box, because of the fear of him being destroyed or being killed or some shit like that. It was just so dope. And not only that, it looks like your son can't get in trouble, so your son can't possibly get in the way and die. And be a pain in the ass. You have counterattacks. Ooh. Ooh. Ew. Yeah, your son can get beat the fuck up. Alright, that's good to know. But it doesn't look like your son has a health bar. It looks like you just need to pay attention to your son and make sure he doesn't get in trouble. Like, look at your son, bro. Like, I kind of like the whole Batman and Robin dynamic, low-key. But graphically, though, this game does look dope. Even the little particle effects is A1. But I gotta hold my breath, though, because I have the base PS4, and this will probably look better like on a 4K PS4 with a 4K TV, or monitor for that matter. I got a basic ass PS4 that sounds like a jet engine when I play Call of Duty or Fortnite. So I probably won't be able to enjoy all of this. Hold up. Oh god, they have armor sets? Okay. So we're literally going to watch this whole thing and go through it together as a unit. For those of you who are going to listen to this via SoundCloud, make sure you look up God of War gameplay. It's about a 16-minute gameplay reveal, or 15 minutes of gameplay. It is very, very interesting. And then you'll understand what we're talking about, because Kratos is still the savage that everybody wants, because at this moment of me telling y'all this, he basically pounded this thing's face in a similar to Medusa and proceeded to throw it into some barrels and kill it. And this character's name is Brock, and he looks like a damn dwarf. A blue one at that. And they have like different little animals, things like that. So now Kratos is visiting the shop, so you can upgrade your weapon. Oh, so it does have a skill tree. Or an upgrading system. Which, I'm not even gonna lie, I do kind of like that. So now you're not using blood anymore. You're actually using, I'm assuming, silver. So you can upgrade your weapon for... Hold up. Hold up. We ain't finna speed past that. So you can upgrade your armor and your weapon, right? But now your armor actually changes looks. You're no longer the shirtless Kratos that everybody's accustomed to. You're not the Kratos that they show in the trailers that has like little arm, fur, and leather things. You can actually get different tunics, different top pieces, and I'm assuming different bottoms at some point. And they have different levels in strength, runic defense, vitality, luck, and cooldown. And cooldown's probably your special abilities for both your weapons and your armor, right? And this is all available via the shop. And in the shop is no microtransactions, which I can completely and totally appreciate, because I hate microtransactions in single-player games. I hate them, period, but especially single-player games. But that is very interesting. Now let's see. The upgraded axe actually does do more damage. It's not that whole thing of it being a upgrade that does absolutely nothing, because you can beat the hell out of somebody once you upgrade your axe. And the parry system looks like a key point in this game that you need to get into, because it seems like a lot of enemies that you will fight within this game throw stuff at you and try to attack you from a distance. If you don't parry, you will be caught lacking in these streets, which is definitely good to know. And you can also set characters up and you can knock them off of bridges and things like that. This game is definitely going to be in a lot of people's top 5s and top 10s. At least if it works upon releasing, the story is not, you know, half-ass. Because, let's keep it 100, the story is bad. We have to let them know as a community that we don't appreciate that. Y'all can't be showing all this ham and all this amazingness and the story is butt cake and a half. The game graphically looks amazing. It doesn't look like they're showing anything else besides climbing mechanics and things like that. So yeah, that's about it on that. So, folks, let's talk about it. What do y'all think about all that gameplay action that you're seeing within the God of War reveal? Personally, I think I said this enough. The game looks amazing. It is a day one pickup for me, and it looks like a lot of fun. Hopefully the story holds up to the overall hype of the game, and they don't cut any corners or let down under any circumstances. Because there's nothing worse than getting your hopes up for a game, being happy, excited the whole nine, just to be let down. Oh shit. Shout out to Tyler for subbing. Could have swore you subbed already, bro. Fuck you mean? Am I missing anything else? Oh, shout out to Dylan Klong for subbing. I appreciate you out here in these streets. And hold up, I think we got one more. Yes, we do. We gotta wait in 3, 2, and 1. Shout out to Ascended Williams for joining the squad. I appreciate you out in these streets. But anyways, yes, God of War does look amazing. It does look like a whole lot of fun. Hopefully they don't fuck this game up. But we're talking about a day and age where they had to announce, as gaming developers across the board, not only Santa Monica, they had to announce that there won't be microtransactions, which is sad. But on to the next topic at hand, because we've been on this topic for a hot minute. Let's talk about Battlefront 2, a game that is near and dear to my heart in my childhood. So you can imagine how much of a pain this is for me to talk about. Moment of silence. Okay. Now, Star Wars Battlefront 2 has come under a lot of controversy within the recent year or so, and has died down to the point where the community is still there partially, but is nowhere near as big as it once was or should be. And that's due to the ill practices of EA, because they had the idea of nickel and diming their consumer by putting better items, things like that, behind a paywall known as microtransactions that is available via loot crates. Now, people across the board always tell you that microtransactions and loot crates is not bad, as long as it pertains to it only being cosmetic items only. So cosmetic by meaning, you know, things that make your character look different, your weapon look different, emotes, things like that, skins. People do not mind that being, you know, you can purchase that or you have a chance of getting it via loot box. When it's like that, people don't mind. They don't pay any attention to it because it's just cosmetic. If you don't want it, you don't have to buy it. But in this case, it was gameplay altering, to the point where you can play the game today with the microtransactions being gone, and you will get washed by people who have the better cards, because some people actually bought them blue boxes to get the cards. Not only that, EA made the damn earning system so ridiculously unbalanced to the point where the best player and the worst player would get the same amount of currency. But I'm talking about old news here. Because since EA came to all this controversy to the point where it made the news, they took loot boxes and the ability to buy the microtransactions and the in-game currency out of the game entirely. Well, all things were lost. All things were not lost at that moment. People were happy. Thank God. We banded together as a community and we got that shit out of here. However, EA, being the nickel and diamond consumer or company they are, said, oh no, they coming back. We just gotta figure out how to do them properly. And keep this in mind. At the time when they initially released it, they was all like, oh, it's not being greedy. Anybody can get it. You just gotta save your money. And I mean the in-game currency that you can earn by playing the game, unlike the diamond or crystals you used to be able to bypass the entire thing. But you weren't even earning enough. So EA, you know you was full of it on that statement. You know that. Stop nickel and dime the consumer, especially the Star Wars community. Damn that. But they recently released or announced that the loot crates will be back. And at the time of this, I'm not sure if they are back yet. As a matter of fact, hold up. At the time of this, they are not available now. Hold up. Updated. Yeah, let's see here. Oh, actually, they will be releasing a patch that fixes the so-called microtransactions, which has scarred the entire community, right? But apparently, it's going to use a much fairer system. And you cannot purchase the crystals within the game anymore, right? And it can only be bought using in-game currency, which is credits, right? And the loot crates will only contain cosmetics going forward. So that's new skins, little emotes, and things of that sort. Which is fine and freaking dandy. But my problem is the same problem I had with Ubisoft and their own dilemma. Why can't y'all do this day one? Ubisoft, I hate to bring you in this, but I gotta bring a parallel here. Why can't y'all make your games as great as they are towards the, not the end of the cycle, but when everybody leaves? Division. Y'all made that game great now, but at the time, it was boring and bland. Rainbow Six Siege. Broken characters. And not to mention bugs and glitches. But now, that's the premier shooter that everybody loves across the board. For Honor, a fighting game that was fun, but then broken when you added new characters and people realized that Peacekeeper was OP. But now that game is fantastic. Ubisoft, get it right day one. EA, stop nickel and diming your consumer. Stop doing it. You had the great thing that you did with NBA Live when all of that stuff was, you unlocked it by playing the freaking game. Those boxes to get the different sleeves, headbands, shoes. The only way you can get that, you can't buy nothing in that game. You can't do it. You have to play the game. And then you get the loot, or not the loot, but the in-game currency, which, by the way, they are very generous with, to buy the specific boxes that give you a chance at getting something that you want. So, my biggest problem is, EA, why did you wait till you made the news, till Disney said, hey yo, if you don't get this under control, we're taking our licensing back, and by the way, they're still looking into, to finally be like, maybe we shouldn't have did this, maybe we should actually listen to the fact that we were voted the worst company 2 years in a row, I think in 2013 and 2014, maybe we should listen to our community and our consumer, and not nickel and dime them. We already have Activision doing that with the loot boxes and the OP weapons in not Battlefront, in Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 3 with the damn XMC, or the fact that in Modern Warfare Remastered they promised us that they weren't going to bring in what was it? I think loot boxes at one point. Those are in the game. They're gonna have no weapons in loot boxes. Those are in the game. Oh, we're not gonna charge you for the Pass Map DLC. That's in the game. And they charge you. We don't need every company trying to do that. That's why City Project Red gets so much praise. And that's why Blizzard gets so much praise. Because they don't do that type of shit. They care about the gamer to an extent on the surface level of which we can enjoy. Y'all ain't even slick about it. You overtly come out and be like, hey, we gonna give you all this, but you have to pay for everything. We ain't even gonna give you nothing. You have to pay for everything. You basically already scarred the community by Battlefront 1, which literally was a great demo. It wasn't even a beta, damn near. It was a demo. Because what we got in that so-called beta was the full game. And all the other stuff that you had to end up making the game somewhat better, but still dry. You come out Battlefront 2, you show us different heroes, you show us different classes, all that. Get the gamers hype and happy, and then you come out with this loot box system that separates the community in half, and nobody wanted to play it. Nobody was really supporting it. To the point where even I, who played the original Star Wars Battlefront on the PlayStation 2, 1 and 2, and 2 is my favorite one, to the point where I bought it on PC again, I had a little bit of faith that you weren't going to do it, and you screwed us over again. EA. As somebody who's a fan of Star Wars, and a fan of a lot of your titles that you've released from my childhood, from the EA Big, from just normal EA that you've done, what is wrong with you to the point where you do not think about the consumer to where it's all like, maybe we should just keep it cosmetic? Because if you think about it, by keeping it cosmetic, you'll probably make more money in return than just being, hey, we'll just have this unbalanced loot system to where if you put money in, we'll give you these damn cards where you can watch the competition. Nobody likes that. There's not a single person, logical gamer on this earth who's all like, you know what I like? Microtransactions, which can break the game and make it unbalanced. Nobody likes that. Nobody wants that. All I ask for you is to just keep it cosmetic. If you want to make money on your return, because I get it, it's a company, you need to make some type of profit or some type of money in return. Because you're not getting all that money via day one sales. Most of y'all getting that via microtransactions and DLC. We get that. We get that. We don't want to, but whatever. It's a company. You got to make money. You got to pay your employees. But keep it cosmetic. Blizzard's making bank because they're releasing free updates, free maps, and free characters, but they're making that money via their competitive E-League thing, and on top of that, all their stuff is available via playing the game for the most part or whatever. Like their damn cosmetics is all in loot boxes. So if you want it, you'll put in that bread to get a chance from the loot boxes to get a skin, right? You get a chance to get a skin by purchasing a loot box. You don't get a chance at getting an OP character via loot box. If a character is broken within the game, that's because they put the character in the game for free, and they will fix that character for free. However, Mercy, I feel like, gets, I feel like Mercy gets the short end of the stick because she gets done dirty too damn bad. But we ain't talking about that. We talking about Battlefront 2. So yes, Battlefront 2 now loot box system will only be cosmetic items. I might even play the game a little bit after this stream to show y'all this. I might, no promises. But yes, so EA, please get together for future titles, because I don't want to. I'm not gonna say y'all ever gonna tank. Y'all got banked, but I don't want to. I'm tired of hearing how bad you guys do or how shady and shiesty you are as far as your business practices is, when you have literally a catalog of games that all gamers love. Seriously, just stop and think before you try doing something shady like this. Nobody likes it. If you just keep it cosmetic, let me tell you like this. If every game company that wanted microtransactions kept cosmetic across the board, nobody would have a problem with it. We'd all be like, alright, fine, it's cosmetic. It's not that big of a deal because we don't have to buy the cosmetic items. The thing about you adding game-breaking items, you damn near want to buy that because you were trying to even the playing field. There's your cosmetics is, some people want to buy cosmetics because they want to stunt, they want to shine too. That's okay. But I'm not trying to go against somebody who puts in $100 worth of their own hard-earned money off of a $60 title already to buy loot crates so they can have all the most OP star cards and watch me. That's not fun. Nobody enjoys that. But I digress. I'm going to get off my soapbox and chill out, because we got to talk about something that hurts all of us now. And I'm going to go ahead and turn off the background music. Shout out to the homie Chase Money, because that was his song. Toys R Us is going to be closing down. So, in honor of Toys R Us, I must play a little snippet of a song that is near and dear to all of us. Toys R Us. RIPs in the chat for Toys R Us, dog. RIPs in the chat, dog. Bruh. Toys R Us is about to close down permanently. It's claimed bankruptcy. It cannot make enough money to stay afloat. I'm a Toys R Us kid. I remember the days of going to Toys R Us, and I'm actually about to play this in the background. But I remember the days of going to Toys R Us on Christmas, or the Christmas Eve, the day before my birthday, for fun, just to see the different toys that I can get. It's a sad, sad time that Toys R Us is now closing. Why could it be GameStop? I'm sorry, but Toys R Us, dog. So it's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday, Boys to Men. Oh shit, dog. Bruh, so Toys R Us, man. What's happening, Patrick? But RIP to Toys R Us, fam. Toys R Us is about to be gone. Like, I'm at a loss for words, dog. Like, cause I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm gonna give y'all a little history about, your boy Woozilla. If you come to my live streams, I always talk about my work history and try to give advice to my viewers who are trying to get into the working world and understand how it works and what to expect when dealing with customers and that whole nine. Toys R Us was a unique experience only because it was one of my first retail experiences where I I guess I could say overtly, while overtly dealt with customers in a manner where I got to basically pass on my knowledge, because I was in the electronics section, pass on my gaming knowledge and make a good amount of sales and help people make the right purchases for their kids. So for this to happen, So yes, people, back when I used to work at Toys R Us, it was an interesting experience. I met a lot of cool people at Toys R Us. I think I have a few of them on Facebook as friends and whatnot. But I met some really dope people who had, kids and would tell me about their lives and their story and whatnot. And it was an interesting experience because, you always get your a-hole customers, but I met a lot of cool people there, like a lot of elderly folks who were like just trying to get something for their grandkids and whatnot, or seeing people there with their grandkids. And it really struck a nerve with me seeing that in a good way, because it brought back that feeling of me being with my grandmother or my mom and being up in there excited, because I'm like, damn it, because I'm like in Toys R Us, and I'm there to get toys. I'm there to look at stuff. I'm like, yay, Toys R Us. And now the fact that that's going to be gone to the point where I can't do that with my kids, it hurts deep. That's why I'm a little bothered, because I will never be able to take my children to a Toys R Us and be all like, what do you want? And I went to Toys R Us recently, and that's actually where I got some of my pops. That's where I got Jen, Nina, and Ricochet Rabbit, actually. I actually got them from Toys R Us. I take that back. I got actually all 4 of those right there. Yeah, I got Ricochet Rabbit, Heifer, Nina, and Jen. That's where I got those pops right there. And I almost bought, because they still had the full-size Buzz Lightyear, the full-size Woody, the full-size Jenny, and the full-size horse from Toy Story. They still had them. I damn near bought them all, but I had to restrain myself. PAX is around the corner. Gotta save that bread. But it hurts to see Toys R Us go, man. I think it has about a month or so before they close down all locations. And the sad part is, a lot of people are going to be out of jobs now. That's the worst thing about it. Not only that, not only the fact I'll never be able to take my kids to a Toys R Us, not only the fact that a lot of people won't be able to take their kids to a Toys R Us. It's the simple fact that, like, people are about to be out of work now. That's like the grand scheme of things. Like, we're all connected to it, but it sucks because there's people out there who do not have jobs now. Like, they got to go find a different job. Now, I'm not sure if it's affecting Babies R Us. I'm not sure if it's affecting them. I'm assuming or hoping it won't affect them because it's entirely different. I think it's like the same overall company, but it's a different store because they sell baby stuff, they sell toys. But it sucks to see them go. But on to my story. The best thing about Toys R Us was the fact that, A, I got to see damn near all the cool toys. Because I'm going to tell you this. When I was younger, remember those like little things that you set your kids in? Like it has like a little rattle, things like that. I didn't have that shit growing up. And I hate sound like that. All I had was a red tray that wrapped around my entire body. My parents would sit me in there. I'd basically just rock around and play with my toys on that shit. I didn't have all like the custom built toys. These kids is lucky. They have a damn play set the size of my damn TV, which is like 37 inches, I think. A 37-inch TV. And it's like an entire play set that has toys already included. Fucking working damn water in the shit damn near. It's crazy the things that they got in these toys. And now all that's going to be gone. And I ain't gonna lie. I love Amazon. I really do. I'm an avid shopper on there. But I feel like Amazon's the proprietor of Toys R Us failing. Not only that, kids just aren't that interested in toys anymore. It sucks to see them go. Because a lot of kids are just interested in technology and YouTube and playing on phones and tablets and things like that. But it sucks to see Toys R Us go. I had to include this because I will always be and forever be a Toys R Us kid. In the chat, Toys R Us kids for life. It sucks to see Toys R Us go. But it's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday, and all great things must come to an end. I'm just happy and blessed that I had the ability to work at, which was at the time when I was younger, my dream job to work at a Toys R Us. I'm surrounded by toys and I get to sell toys and shit like that. So, RIP Toys R Us. I hate to see y'all go, but all great things must come to an end. I don't want to end on that negative energy, so I'm gonna give y'all. I just want to tell y'all, make sure you go check out Avengers: Infinity Wars, April 27th. Make sure to check out all the homies' channels. Links are in the description. As a matter of fact, I almost forgot to shout out my people. Shout out, or not even shout out, but make sure y'all check out 3MG Media. That is the homie Ricky's website, of which I am proudly a part of, where we discuss all things gaming, music, and entertainment. Make sure y'all check that shit out. And on top of that, make sure y'all check out my, probably the original, I don't want to say originators, but they might be. But people I follow for a minute, the Gaming Illuminati, I forgot to get a better picture. But make sure y'all follow the Gaming Illuminati. Check out their website. They have all things geek, including battle rap articles within there, which is hella dope. They also have an app available via iOS and Android, and they're on Spotify and even SoundCloud. So make sure y'all check them out and show support. And on top of that, on that note, folks, after all the plugins and whatnot, that is the Run Those Games podcast, episode 7. I hope you guys enjoyed. We're around that hour mark. This will be available via SoundCloud, so in case you missed the live version, make sure you go ahead and follow your boy on SoundCloud. The link is in the description box below. We'll soon be on Spotify as well. Hope you guys enjoyed. This was episode 7. We out.